Welcome to the Housing Law Help Series. I'm an attorney at Klok Law, and today I'm going to share with you some information regarding tenant obligations in South Carolina. South Carolina has its own Residential Landlord and Tenant Act that sets out the rights and obligations of landlords and tenants. The tenant is obligated to provide the landlord in writing with a forwarding address or new address to which the written notice and amount due from the landlord may be sent. If the landlord fails to return to the tenant any prepaid rent or security/rental deposit with the notice required to be sent by the landlord, the tenant may recover the property and money in amount equal to 3 times the amount wrongfully withheld and a reasonable attorney fee. However, if the tenant fails to provide the landlord with a forwarding or new address, the tenant is not entitled to damages for failure to send the notice if the landlord 1. Had no notice of the tenant's whereabouts, and 2. Mailed the written notice and amount due, if any, to the tenant's last known address. A tenant has several obligations. A tenant must comply with all the obligations imposed upon tenants by the building and housing codes that materially affect health and safety. Keep the dwelling unit and that part of the premises that he uses reasonably safe and reasonably clean. Dispose from his dwelling unit all ashes, garbage, rubbish, and other waste in a reasonably clean and safe manner. Keep all plumbing fixtures in the dwelling unit or used by the tenant reasonably clean. Use in a reasonable manner all electrical, plumbing, sanitary, heating, ventilating, air conditioning, and other facilities and appliances, including elevators in the premises. Not deliberately or negligently destroy, deface, damage, impair, or remove any part of the premises, or knowingly permit any person to do so who is on the premises with the tenant's permission, or who is allowed access to the premises by the tenant. Conduct himself and require other persons on the premises with the tenant's permission, or who are allowed access to the premises by the tenant, to conduct themselves in a manner that will not disturb the other tenant's peaceful enjoyment of the premises. Comply with the lease and rules and regulations. A tenant shall not unreasonably withhold consent to the landlord to enter into the dwelling unit in order to inspect the premises, make necessary or agreed repairs, decorations, alterations, or improvements, supply necessary or agreed services, or exhibit the dwelling unit to prospective or actual purchasers, mortgagees, tenants, workmen, or contractors. A tenant shall not change the locks on the dwelling unit without the permission of the landlord. Unless the landlord agrees, a tenant shall occupy his dwelling unit only as a dwelling unit. With that being said, the tenant may not conduct or permit any illegal activities on the premises. It is important that both landlords and tenants understand the tenant's obligations under South Carolina law. Thanks for listening.